Hello and good morning. I'm Gilman Whiting, and I just want to come into your home today to start my day one, December 1st, in this Vlogmas challenge. I want to thank Doc Rock and the crew at Get Live VIP for encouraging me to get involved in this thing. I'm not a streamer per se. I guess I'm streaming now, but my main gig is actually as a professor at a university, as you saw from the opening script. I just want to put some of these things on here because I want to give shouts out to people like Bradley Vincent and those folks who helped me create overlays and things like that. And from that, give you courage to create not only cool moving targets like this and other content that you can use, but then also create something that has multiple layers, like 5 or 6 different layers within one set. So I'm encouraged by this. I don't have an overlay yet. Day one, I want to build towards it. One thing I want to do is to listen to your feedback, wherever you're from. My job here and what I'm going to call my channel will be the elephant in the room. I have several elephants around me right now to represent that. The elephant in the room represents the children in education who are missing, the gifted children, those children who are actually opting out and dropping out of school. Today we have at college universities more than 50% of black and brown students who are dropping out of school before finishing in 6 years. 42% graduation rate. These are students who have made it through the obstacle course of the K-12 system. These are the successful ones, and less than half of them are graduating. So what I try to put out is content not only for my students, but also I consult at institutions and gifted programs in high schools and elementary schools around the country and around the world. So my work is what we call the Scholar Identity Model right here in this little logo, which actually looks at the psychosocial development of children in education. How do we get students to believe that they can do it, not only in academics, but also in life? And so there's a multiple of things I want to do. And so this is one vehicle, I think, that because we're in this situation that I can use. Now, hopefully you can give me feedback. I've got feedback from Marshall Fox just from watching his set. I got feedback from Linda Petrucci just from watching and listening to her and logging in and talking to her. Doc and I have been on the phone several times. Jim Carroll up in Canada, and so many others who have contributed to my growth so far. Mark Heath. There's a lot of people, brother down in Florida. I mean, that's the great thing, right? You have an international group of people that can actually help you build a platform through which to put out information to a larger group. So I think that's what it's about. And I think that's the spirit of this season of giving. So I should have my hue lights on some kind of Christmas colors. Maybe I'll do that as I level up the next time. I'm not dressed right now because I got to go to a chiropractor's appointment. But anyway, other than that, I want to thank you all for allowing me to come into your home. I have 0 subscribers. I don't know if I really am interested in growing a big subscription of people. I think if there's interest, if you find interest in what I'm doing, then surely tap in. I'll try to keep going on this thing. That's the trick, right? To watch it, keep doing it. I love technology. At the same time, unless you have the right stuff. I began in the summertime with this MacBook Pro 4-core, trying to put OBS on it and run Ecamm through it. I mean, I didn't even know Ecamm existed yet. OBS, and trying to do something very similar, create scenes and put out content. I had Christmas colors in my core. All 4 cores lit up into the red, overwhelmed the machine, froze, lagged, shut down. And then all summer I spent time looking at blogs, looking at YouTubes while trying to write and do other things for my real job. And I got hooked into it. So I started upping my game a little bit. I changed from the MacBook Pro while still doing it. Before I even got the new iMac 27-inch here, I actually had this one. And before I even got it, I was still doing content creation for my presentations. I ended up getting a, what do you call it, one of the these things here, teleprompters, which I'm not using, as you can see, it's off. But I got a teleprompter that I'll be using as well, because I like to actually look at you while I'm talking to you, because you know we have so many things around us. We have secondary screens, tertiary screens, and whatnot. So I learned lighting, Salisbury, and all the other kind of folks, Gladney, all those folks who actually contribute to it. You just don't know it, but this is a great community and everybody is upping their game. So my content is going to be really about getting it out there to the teachers, the educators, the communicators, the families of the children, to try to motivate them to actually do some of the things that I know need to be done. Hell, we just came through a historical election. I always tell people, I said, what did they call the 1966, 67, 68, 69, back in 1966, 67, 68, and 69? Well, they called it that year, like we call right now 2020. But what do we now call the late 60s? The civil rights movement, right? So right now, even though we don't know it, we're in the middle of something bigger than us, something that 20 years, 40 years, 50 years from now, we'll be talking about. And this era is going to bring everybody closer to technology, closer to talking to screens, closer to creating engaging content with beautiful colors and backgrounds and zippy moving things that make people more engaged. Dealing with sound, whether it's Rode mics or podcaster mics, dealing with Parrot versus this thing versus with Mac versus those things. But what we're really trying to do is communicate. We're really trying to get our message out. And I think Ken and Glenn at Ecamm have given us a Mac, a perfect platform. This morning I was watching the M1 chip overtaking the iMac. I said, what? I just got this Mac. Don't tell me there's something better out there. But it doesn't matter. There's always going to be a newer, better edition of something. I'm waiting for the iPhone 15 so I can get the iPhone 12, because presently I have the iPhone 6 and I'm going to keep it, as we say, ride it until the wheels fall out. Anyway, day one, Vlogmas, season's greetings to everybody, your families. If you like, definitely subscribe. I'd like to get your feedback. Even if you don't subscribe, give me some feedback. I would like to know it. If I can do anything better, please don't hesitate. This is all a learning experience, and I appreciate any input that you can give to me. So until we see each other again, so I talk to you online somewhere in one of our late night Doc Boy parties. Peace out. Love, one.